Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Crafting with Holly. I'm here with another sketch this week in my Friday freebies. You're gonna see the video now and watch out for your emails at 6 o'clock on Friday. You will get this dropped into your email, but you have to subscribe to my email list. The link is in the comments below. And to this week, we are gonna show just a really quick and easy layout featuring those amazing hexagons from the Meant to Be die set. So this is a quick, easy layout, not a whole lot of fun with flip-flaps or interactive pieces. I've done those the past weeks. I wanted to just do something really quick and easy before I head off for vacation. So I'm gonna drop you down onto my desk and let's get started. So I have the sketch that we're going to be doing today. And I am actually going to take the items that are in the kit collection, Heirloom Arrangements Kits. It makes 8 different cards that you see here. And we're going to actually take the components from this, including the stamps that are right here. These two right here, not the sentiments, but these two and this pecan pie. And then these are the card bases. We are going to cut some of these up, and look at that fabulous grid paper. And then these are the banners. And then these are some of the other card bases. And I really loved this with the pretty peacock color. So I'm going to actually use these together. And then the pieces, some of the components from this card kit. And I'm gonna punch it out. I'm gonna get it laid out. I'm going to cut these out of the hexagon, the smallest one from the Meant to Be. And that's gonna be my hexagons here. So I'm gonna use a combination of these. I think I'm gonna use some of these pieces as well, because these are gonna make a perfect hexagon if I cut it like that. And then I'll be able to turn those, and like this is going to be a perfect hexagon right there. So I'm going to cut these out and come back, and then we will see how my page comes together. Look at these gorgeous vellum flowers and just so many of these beautiful pieces. And then I love these flowers and butterflies. They're going to be the perfect accent. So I cannot wait to cut this up. And even look at the liner for the envelopes. Oh my goodness, I might have to come in here and cut these out. Look at how fabulous those are down inside there. I think I'm going to take this apart and cut some of these out as well. So I'm going to do that and then come back, and you're going to see what I have created. Here are all of the pieces that I cut out from that card kit, including the card bases and some of the envelopes. And I just want to show you what I did with the envelope. So I separated it right here on the seam. Just basically lifted this all up because that paper inside, I told you, it's so fabulous. And this is what it looks like when you run it through your die cut machine. Paying attention to where you had your corners and making sure that you're not cutting into the part where the envelope closes. That was really important. So that's kind of what it looks like. And I cut lots and lots of different shapes, but I stayed true to the envelope, to one of the card bases that was more of this neutral. And then I also took that fabulous stamp that comes in the card kit, and I used the pecan pie ink, 1st and 2nd generation, and added some texture to some of the card bases that didn't have this pattern on it still. So that's what I did there. So now what I'm going to do, I've got pictures of my niece Ashley. She just had a birthday. And it was so fun to go back and look through the years of all the things that she has done together with our family and with me. And most recently with this one, she had her first middle school dance. And those are my boots, you guys, that she is wearing. Look at that. Talk about generational clothing, right? And she was so excited. So we are going to just take these pictures. We're going to stick them in these spots This was perfect. I am not using flip-flaps or any type of pull-out or hidden journaling, but I will link in the comments below the last couple of videos that I've done with that. But I probably will use one flip-flap for journaling. I just haven't done it yet. I wanted to get this sent out to all of you for this Friday freebie before I head off to vacation. We're going to start with the left page first and work our way over to the right. I'm going to just move this out of the way, but we will match these two pieces up first before I start assembling the right side, because that is a key piece. I've already trimmed these hexagons down for the left page because I wanted to get that taken care of first. So we're going to start building right here in this quadrant, and then we'll start building over here. And we are going to use this stamp set, this stamp, love that pattern, and the pecan pie ink to just create some distressing in the corners and just create some cohesiveness there. And instead of using the little ink spot that comes in the kit, I wanted to use the full size just to help make things easier for me, because I am truly a messy stamper. So I'm going to go ahead and set this right page off to the side. And then we will, you know what, I'm going to do it over on this side. And we're going to go ahead and move this over here. And like I said, we're going to start in this corner, but before we do that, I'm going to just move these pieces off. And we're going to get kind of an idea of where we want some stamping. So you know what, let me just put this back on here really quick, because I know I want those to be sat right there. And because we don't have the hexagons over on this side at all, let's just take some of this ink. And I want to give you a couple of ideas that you can do. You can do full strength for sure, or you can stamp off. And then you can do what we call the rock and roll technique, where you're just kind of rolling some of the edges. And then we can come over here and we can press down. And you see how it creates that really, really cool background. And then we can actually keep stamping and keep stamping. And it just creates that really soft first, second generation, third generation, until it even disappears. And we can even put an icon over here in this corner as well. But I want to do some of that over in this quadrant and in this quadrant, and maybe just a little bit right there. And it helps to have these pieces in place just so that you can see where you want that to go. So we're going to just do a little bit of rocking and rolling. We're going to take this, we're going to go it in some different directions, like that, and like that. And then we're going to just start building this corner. Before we continue with this layout, I have a huge favor to ask you. If you're enjoying the video that you're watching right now, and you find value in this channel, I would love it if you would just ring that notification bell down below and subscribe to this channel. It's the only way for it to grow, and I need your help. I'm so close to 2,000 viewers subscribed to this channel, but I can't get there without you, and I can't ring the bell for you. I need you to do it. So please ring that bell down below and subscribe to this channel. And I'm so grateful that you're here, and let's continue with this scrapbooking layout. I'm going to just use regular adhesive. This one started, we're going to start with this one because these two pieces connect. And so it was really important to have this piece cut first, and then I knew where I wanted this to go. And you can go ahead and have as much space between them as you would like. I'm really good with that much space between the two. And we're going to get this one down and just look at the text on these pieces to see how far apart you want them, but make sure that they're going in the right direction. And then I'm going to go ahead and just use regular adhesive for this piece, and then I'm going to just stick this one behind it and have it kind of come out like that. And then this one is going to go right down here like that. And then I'm going to use my mini dimensionals for the butterfly. And I want him to kind of fly like that. Now, let me move these pieces out of the way, and hopefully I will remember how I did this. I'm trying to kind of put them in order over here. Luckily, I did take a picture of this, so if I forget, I can do that. But we're going to start over there and start building with this piece. And again, we're going to just stamp off, kind of do that rock and roll technique over here, and just kind of get some of this on there. That is so cool. There's no right or wrong way when you're doing this. Just be really careful, like I have not been, and try not to get too much ink where you don't want it. And you can stamp off as well, and I love that. I'm going to just wipe this extra ink off of the stamp and block. And now let's go ahead and get this piece built. And I know that I want it to be about like that. And if you need to, bring your pictures back in. Let's get these onto the photo mats. I did not do a double mat this time, which I typically do, and I'm okay with that. And let's see, we were going to have that kind of hang over a little bit. Love the pretty peacock. It is so perfect for all the different blue hues that we have going on in here. Blue is one of my niece's favorite colors. Okay, and let's just see how that looks. I think that is going to work out just fine. Let's see, let's bring her down. Let's bring that one down just a smidge, and then we'll be able to build the hexagons. Okay, this is good. And some of this might get covered up, and I'm okay with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It just gives, like I said, a little bit of texture, a little bit of continuity. And like I said, I'm just following the patterns. Just like this. Just trying to make sure that I have equal amounts of spacing and that I'm staggering the patterns. Like that. And then we will need to trim some of these off, and that's okay too. I planned for that. I think that one does go off like that. If I'm not mistaken, I'm kind of trying to follow the same grid from this, but it can be anything you want. You do not have to stick to what I did. You can certainly do your own. I go like this, and if you need to, you can also bring in extras. I have plenty of extra pieces here in case I need to add to them, and even something like that. And then I even have this piece that was cut if I needed to, or if I wanted to have it hide behind one of the pictures. Then I did bring in this one. And I believe I want that one to go right like that. And that will be fine with that one either being there, or I could move it and have it over here, but I really like it there. So I'm going to go ahead and put it there. You can just kind of see how I come up with this. And then let's get the pictures laid out again, because I may not even need this one. I could move this one. So let's see. I want that to come down. Nope, I like that. Okay. So we're going to put that one right there. It's going to come up flush with the side. This one is going to come over here. I should have my Versamat out here so I can see where I'm placing this. But I'm kind of eyeballing it, and that looks really good. And we want that to come there. There's a little bit of a space, which is fine. Let's just get this one right up against the edge. I'm trying to look through and see this. Not always the easiest when you have a camera literally right in front of you. And there we go. That looks really good. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and start building my little flower clusters. And like I said, I took a picture of this and where I wanted those clusters to be. And because there's this open space here, let me see. I have a couple of pieces left. And this one, you know what? Let's do the blue. Look at that. The blue is going to be perfect right in there, but I may have to move this over just a smidge to get it to fit. So just bear with me, you guys. You're truly seeing how I build this. And actually, we're going to take that one off. So let me grab my Take Your Pick tool. I love that there is this little spatula on the opposite end, and you can come under here and you can lift up your paper, and it goes right under there so nicely. And it looks like that is going to go right like that. And again, I'm trying to get these lined up so that there's a little bit of space. Not perfect, but we can adjust. So let's bring in this little spatula and just kind of shimmy and lift. It does a great job helping you get that adhesive off of the backing of something without ruining your project. So we're just going to lift this and shimmy it just a little bit more to the left. Okay. There we go. That is way better. Let's get these in there like that. Don't end up needing this. And now we can build these flower clusters. So I am going to use some dimensionals for this one, the larger ones. And let's get our Take Your Pick tool and, whoops, you just kind of have to kind of press and lift. They are super sticky, especially brand new ones. So we're going to put this one right here, just like that. And then I'm going to kind of build these right underneath it. And you can either use dimensionals or you can use these 3M dots. I have so many of these left over from previous kits. Whoops, and he's just jumping everywhere. Don't stay on my butterfly. Oh, goodness. That would be disastrous. Well, he's just jumping everywhere. But I'm just putting them right here on the bottom, if you can see. And then I'm just going to lift these off ever so carefully so I can get that vellum under there. And then we're going to just lift this off. Oh, that's just so beautiful, so delicate. And we're going to do the same thing to this one. Grab those 3Ms. I love saving any and all adhesive from previous kits. And then this one, I believe I had it coming kind of out like this. And then we're going to take this extra flower and let's tuck it there. I had it on the opposite side, but you can do it either way. You can have him come over here so that it looks like one kind of continuation. And I think I had an extra one here in this pile. There's so many beautiful flowers that are left over. So we could even take this yellow one, do a little surgery on it if we wanted to. There is another matching pink one. Again, I could just do some surgery on him and, whoops, kind of cut this out like that. And then we can have him kind of tuck right there. I'll just get a dimensional and stick that right there. And then I'm going to use these beautiful butterflies. There's 3 of them. And I want one here, and I want one there, and I think I want one there. And I believe I had them like this. And again, I'm going to use some dimensionals to stick them where I want them. So there's that one. That one and one more. Whoops. These are just so beautiful, and you can just bend them and kind of play around with them. And then I'm just going to take my snips and we're going to trim off that piece right there because we don't need it. So just take the page, line it up. Just take your time, and there we go. Just moving some of these supplies out of the way, and I'm going to bring in the right page. And we're going to line it up so we can get that piece on. Just like this. Oh, this is going to be perfect. So I'm going to lift these off. I am going to do some stamping right here. So let's do that first. Again, I'm inking it up, I'm stamping it off, and then I'm going to rock and roll it really lightly, not too heavy. And then I want some ink there, and I want some ink here, and I think I want a little ink there. And now we can build this right next to it, just like that. And I'm going to bring in my sheet to kind of see how I did the other side. And again, it's okay if some of this gets covered up. The whole key is to just have it sticking out just a little bit. So I could even come up here and take this and stamp, and look at how soft that is. And then I'm just lining these up. It's not a big deal that you're not going to be able to see all of the patterns or the letters, but we know that this is going to hang over, and we're going to trim that off, which won't be a problem. And then let's go ahead and stamp in these last 2 quadrants. And then I'll just put these off over here. And I know this piece is going to come down here, just so that I don't lose it. And we're going to go ahead and get these on. I've really enjoyed using this hexagon. I just think that there's so many fun ways you can use it. So I hope that you have grabbed it or are going to, because it truly will be a great piece to have, especially to do something fun like this with a layout. Okay, we're going to put these down first before we build any more. And then that way I'll see where I want. You know what, let's do this. So I don't forget. So cool. It's just a great way to close up some of this space with a little bit of stamping, right? And I know not everybody is a stamper for scrapbooking, but I just hope this gives you just an idea of what could be possible with stamping, because it just really helps to fill in some of this empty space. And then again, I'm just gonna rock and roll. And let's just do some down here. And then we're gonna start building down here. So let me grab all of these pieces, because this one's gonna take up the most space down here. And I'm pretty sure that one's gonna go over here. Oh no, I started with this one. Haha, it's a good thing I looked at my little cheat sheet. So I started here. And we wanted to go up, and it's going to tuck. A lot of these pieces are going to tuck under here, so that's fine. And I'm glad that they're not coming right to the bottom like in my example when I was just playing around with it. I was like, you know what? I don't think I want all of these to come down to the very, very bottom. Although maybe we should, to have it match up with that page. That's kind of why I did it. Do you guys like how I talk to myself while I'm doing this? I help myself with answering my own questions sometimes. So let's just lift this up. You are going to see this take your pick tool in action today. And that's okay, because it's such a great tool. I think all crafters need this tool for this very reason, if nothing else. Okay, so let's do this. Let's get this piece lined up with this, and this is going to go on the bottom right there. And then this one can come down just like that. And then we're going to tuck this one. I want this piece to kind of be more visible, which is the one that is more second generation. So let's tuck that one in right like that. Perfect. And then we're going to bring in some more blue right there. And then I think I did this one next. Let's bring that down just a smidge, like so. And then one more blue. Like that. And then I think I ended, so we might not even need this. Okay, we're going to set that off to the side. I think that's one that I had already cut. And this one is going to get tucked up under there, like so. Whoops. Another great reason to use this is to lift little things up like that. And then we're going to end with this one. And look at that. That is going to be perfect, and I can just trim that off. And then this is the flower cluster that we're going to use in the greeneries. And I kind of had this one coming off like that, but I think what I may do, let's see, what can we do here? Can this work? Oh, look at that. It almost would have if this was just a little bit longer. I still might be able to use this. And if not, I might go cut another one, but that's not here nor there. Let's just get this, let's get this piece on, which is with some dimensionals. And you can see why the Take Your Pick tool is such a great tool for this, so that it doesn't stick to your fingers. Because that's one thing that I have learned about Stampin' Up! Adhesive. It is phenomenally sticky. And so I believe when I'm looking at these, this is how I wanted this to go. And then I've got two other flowers that we're going to pop with some dimensionals. We're going to pop this beautiful butterfly, and I'm going to use the smaller dimensionals. Like that. And then let's get some adhesive on the greenery, and you can use the tape runner for that, which I especially love doing. And I want that to come over there like that. This one, we're going to have it kind of come out like that. And now to attach my beautiful butterfly. And then I believe these little guys, one is going to be tucked in here, and then one is going to be tucked in here like that. Oh my goodness, you guys, it is such a beautiful layout. Let me try and close up my ink pad. I am going to figure out my title, and then once I figure out my title, I will come back and show you that piece. So I'm going to do, I think I'm going to use one of our birthday stamp sets and do like a happy birthday, and then spell out Ashley, and probably put Ashley down here, and maybe do like a happy birthday up here in this. I haven't figured that out yet, but I will do that, and then I'll come back. I'm going to bring you in closer so that you can see how I finished this. I actually did some more stamping. I created this banner. I found another butterfly from this tag that I cut apart. And so we're going to use that for here. This banner was part of the kit. And then I stamped some more and found another piece from the envelope. And we're going to add on to this area because I just felt like this was just missing something. And because I had this piece from here when I cut it, I thought, you know what, we're going to build this and build this out. And, you know, there's no wrong or right in scrapbooking. It's whatever your heart's desire. And I just felt like this page needed that little finishing touch. So I'm lining up this page so that I can get that to match. And then we're going to put this one here. Actually, we're going to put this one here because I didn't want it to be right next to it. That just didn't look right aesthetically. So we're going to take this, we're going to go like this so that I can cover that piece up. And then I did, as you can see, I built out this piece. I stamped so that it was finished. And it's okay that a lot of that is going to get covered up, because you see just enough of it to make a difference and to help this page kind of look a little bit more finished and balanced. And then I spelled out Ashley with the mini alphabet die, and then we'll be attaching that in just a minute. Let me just get this lined up again. I wanted this to come across like that. And then the Celebrate, I stamped that from the Simply Said stamp set. I use that quite a bit, and it's just kind of perfect for this layout. So you can definitely use stamps that are traditionally for a card on a scrapbook layout for sure. And then I'm going to take a mini dimensional, and we're going to, well, we probably need to move him in a little bit more so that when it goes into a page protector, it doesn't get cut off. And then look, I found another beautiful butterfly that I put a dimensional on, and I want him over here. I'm going to just raise the camera up just ever so slightly, and we're going to put him right here on that side. And then here's Ashley spelled out. I'm going to use some liquid glue for that. And I will quickly do this. I'll probably speed up the video so that you don't have to watch me painfully get that stuck down. So let's do that real quickly, okay? I'm just getting a little bit closer so that you can see what I'm doing, and I'm pushing the letters up, getting the page lined up better, and then I'm just using the green glue, which I find really helpful. It's a dual adhesive, so when it dries, it does become kind of tacky and repositionable. And then I'm using the putty side of the Take Your Pick tool to lift up those letters and get them in place. And you can just twist it to release more putty as needed. And so we're just starting with the A, and I love it because I can pick it up and I can move it, and it helps me just kind of push and move those letters exactly where I want them. So if you don't have this Take Your Pick tool and you have watched this video through its entirety, you know how much I love that tool, and it has just really helped me get my scrapbooking done so much easier with my embellishments and even adhesive for that matter. So it's just a great tool. The very last part we're going to do is trim off the edges there, and I just need to see where I moved my snips to, so I'm just going to raise this up, and you can either turn it over on the opposite side, or you can do what I'm doing, which is just trying to follow the line on the paper. And there we go. So let me just hold this up so that you can see these sections close up and personal. Look at how beautiful that cluster is. This amazing cluster all in here with these beautiful, beautiful dimensional butterflies. This is that corner that I just finished just to kind of give it some more balance and cohesiveness. And then here is the right page, again with this beautiful cluster and this beautiful butterfly, and then my title for the page. I am so pleased with how it turned out. I hope that you learned a few things for design, creating that visual triangle and using that amazing die to create these really fun hexagons. It's just something unique and different. Thanks again for joining me. I can't wait to see what you create with this Friday Freebie sketch.